live पे भी हो गया. So I will do it in English. Somebody wanting, they can join. नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स. नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स. नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स. बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि. द्वितीयंपि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, द्वितीयंपि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, द्वितीयंपि संघं शरणं गच्छामि, तृतीयंपि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, तृतीयंपि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, तृतीयंपि संघं शरणं गच्छामि. शरणागमनं संपूर्णम्. अभी 5 प्रीसेप्ट ले लेते हैं. मैंने आप लोगों का आई हैव म्यूटेड ऑल योर microphone, so you can recite along with me without any problem, otherwise it becomes like a echoing. पानाति पाता वेरमणि सिक्खापदं समाधियामि. आदिन्नदाना वेरमणि सिक्खापदं समाधियामि. कामेषु मिच्छाचारा वेरमणि सिक्खापदं समाधियामि. मुसावादा वेरमणि सिक्खापदं समाधियामि. सुरामेरयमज्जपमद्दट्ठाना वेरमणि सिक्खापदं समाधियामि. तिसरणेन सद्धिं पंचशीलं धम्मं साधुकं सुरक्षं. सुरक्षितं कत्वा अपमादेन संपादेत. So let us welcome all the beings in the samsara who have been tormented by raga dvesha moha. Let them come and attend to this Metta Sutta. So let us call everyone. Samanta Chakkavalesu Atra Gacchantu Devata Saddhammam Munirajasa Sunantu Sagghamoggadam. Dhammassavanakalo ayam bhadanta. Dhammassavanakalo ayam bhadanta. Dhammassavanakalo ayam bhadanta. Let us ask for forgiveness from arhats, from anagamis, from sakadagamis, from sotapanna, who have been either our teachers or our parent or brothers, sisters, or anyone in this long samsara to whom we would have insulted, caused some kind of verbal injuries, due to which reason the paramis have not yet got into fruit, and also we are struggling to attain Nibbana. May we seek forgiveness for having done such a sinful action. May the beings who have assembled here to hear to the Metta Sutta forgive us and bless us to reach the supreme bliss of Nibbana and attain at least the state of Anagami. So with that, let us recite the Karaniyametta Sutta. You may close your eyes and listen. And after that, I will explain you the initial meaning and also the deep meaning. Karaniyametta kusalena yantam santam padam abhisamiccha sakko ujucha suhujucha suvachocha samudhu anatimani santosakocha subharocha apakiccocha sallahukauti santindriyocha nipakocha apagabho kulesu ananugidho nacha khuddham samachare kinchi yena vinyupare upavadeyum sukhino vakhemino hontu sabbe sat bhavantu sukhitattha eke chipana bhutathi tasavathavarava anavasesa dhigava ye mahantava majjimarasakanukathula dhittava yeva adhitta ye cha dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhave siva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitattha na paro param nikubbeta nyati manyeta katachinam kanchi vyarosana patighasanya nanyamanyasya dukkhamicchaya mata यथा नियम पुत्तम आयुषा एक पुत्तमनुरक्षे एवं पे सर्वभूतेषु मानसं भावये अपरिमाणम् मेट्ठं च सर्वलोकस्मिन् मानसं भावये अपरिमाणम् ऊर्ध्वम् अधो च तिर्यं च असंबाधम् अवेरम् असपत्तम् तिष्ठं चरं निसिन्नो वा शयानो वा यावतस्य विगतमिद्धो एतं सतिम् अधिष्ठेय ब्रह्ममेतं विहारम् इदमाहु धिट्टिं च अनुपगम्यशीलवा दर्शनेन सम्पन्नो कामेषु विनियगेधम् नहि जातु गभसेयं पुनरेति. Before I get into the meaning of it, let us go through the Anguttara Nikaya 11.15, which talks about the benefit of Metta Sutta. So I will first read it in Pali and then explain the same in English. Mettaya bhikkave cheto vimuttiya asevitaya bhavitaya bahulikataya yani kataya vattukataya anuttitaya parichittaya susamarathaya ekadasa nisamsa patikankha. What it means is that Buddha says, by understanding, comprehending and reciting this Metta Sutta, wherein one has cultivated, developed it and practiced it, made it a vehicle for liberation and kept it in good condition, consolidated and properly implemented, you can expect 11 benefits from this. So now he says, what are these 11 benefits? Sukham supati, sukham patibhujjati, na papakam supinam passati, manusanam piyo hoti, amanussanam piyo hoti, devata rakhati, nasa aggiva visamba sattham va kamati, tuvatam chittam samadhiyati, mukhavanno vipassidati, asammullo kalam karoti, uttari appati vijjanto, brahmaloka lokupayo pago hoti. What it means is that these are the 11 things which is going to happen. Number 1, person sleeps with peace, or rather in happiness. The person wakes up without any disturbance. So he will wake up happily. Then there are no bad dreams. This is the third one. Human beings love you by the very sight of you. Non-humans also would love you. Here I'll give you an example which happens sometimes with me. There are certain stray dogs which keep on tormenting people on the road. But when I start walking on the road, the same street dogs go to one side and stand looking at me. They don't bark, they don't wag a tail, they don't do anything. They just stand until I move out of the road. So if I were to recite Metta Sutta, you can see a change of their attitude. Then the deities, the gods or the devas would protect. You can't be harmed by fire or by poison or by any weapon. The mind quickly enters into samadhi. If somebody sees the face of the person, you can see a clear and bright skin coming out. So the face lightens up. At the time of death, the person is not in confusion. And if the person has not penetrated into Nibbana, the final outcome, then he will be born in the Brahma realm of existence. So these are the 11 benefits this Metta Sutta gives. And this Metta Sutta has 4 distinct characteristics. One, it uplifts the Puttujana. Then it uplifts Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami and Arhat. That means you leave the Arhat, the remaining 4. That is Puttujana, Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami. So first let us understand the basic meaning of it. Karaniyametta Sutta, Karaniyametta Kusalena, that line to the end of it, if we were to go through a normal Puttujana level to enter into Sotapanna, the meaning in English would translate itself in this way. A person who is skilled in moral deeds and has a wish to attain the state of Nibbana or peace should act in this way. He should be able, that means he should have cultivated the 5 precepts, should be upright, meaning to say that should not have different in his thoughts and different in his speech and words. And then easy to deal with, and can be corrected if found with any problem, is gentle and very humble. The second line would translate itself to the person is contented, very easy to support. He doesn't pretend to be busy, or rather doesn't make himself busy. Finds a very simple livelihood. Control the senses. is very discreet in choosing, doesn't think about his clan from where he is born, or the color or the race or something like that, and doesn't attach or give too much importance to his family background. The third line would correspond to, he will not commit any misdeeds that the wise men, the arhats, were to find fault with that person. And he will understand that he himself and others are the same. Considering that he has not yet experienced it, but he is going to experience it soon as he becomes Sotapanna, he will feel in his heart, may all beings be well and safe. May their hearts fill with peace. There are beings who are weak or strong, long or short, fat, medium, small, subtle, gross, in whatever form they are. They might be visible right now, or they are invisible. They might be residing near, or they might be residing far. They have already taken the bhuta, that means they have developed the 5 elements, and the senses are getting developed. Or they are waiting for the proper opportunity to take birth. So, without making any exceptions, may all beings be at peace, be at joyful. The next line would be, let no one deceive nor despise another person in any realm of existence. Having anger and ill will, let him not wish any harm to another. Just like a mother would like to protect her only child with her own life, even so, let him cultivate the same thought for all beings, because at death nobody knows where it goes. So loving kindness at this stage would help him. Let him cultivate boundless thoughts of loving kindness towards all that is in the world, above, below, all round. Without any obstacles, free from enmity, and free from revengeful attitude. Now, if this person, whether standing or walking, or seated or lying down, as long as he is awake, he should develop this mindfulness. This they say is the Brahma Vihara, right here, right now. So let him not have erroneous views. Let him be endowed with virtues and insight, with sensual desires abandoned. He would not come anymore in this womb, conceived as any being. So this is the primary way of saying. This is for a Puttujana wanting to get into Sotapanna. Now when the person is Arya, let's see what happens. I'll go word by word to explain to you. This will take you till Sotapanna to Anagami level. Kara is the hand. Karaniyam is normally most of the things, or more than 95% of the things what we do is by hand. So our hand, when we offer to do something, should be kusalena. Kusala is, sala means to cut. Kusala means to cut out bad things. So what are the bad things? The 10 dasa akusala, that is immoral things. Yam tam, that which would be santam. How does a santa happens? Sa anta, ending of sa, self. How do you end the self? By properly discerning rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana. And that would be the santam. Padam. Padam can be, the word padam can be the steps. So here in speech and in action, this person is abhisamech. He would like to attain of sakho, being friendly and capable. Uju is person who is completely morally upright by establishing at least 5 precepts. 8 precepts is good to do. Suju is honest and sincere. If he's done mistake, he will agree to that. Suvacho, Vacho is speaking, so is good. His words are good in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Mudu is gentle and malleable. That means doesn't have any twisting kind. He is precisely innocent and is happy to correct anything. Anatimani is, mana is vanity. Atimana means proud feeling. Anatimani means not proud but humble. Second verse, Santu, Sa Antu, which is again what we have already contended by 6 senses and 6 sense objects. Chakku with rupa, sota with shabda, ghana with gandha, jivha with rasa, kaya with pottabha, mano with dhamma. All of them are contented because he has seen that everything is anatta and everything is anicca. So, santu sakho. Subharo, bhara is to burden. Subharo is not burdened by anything. Appakichu is having few duties and shouldn't be burdened by too much of work, too much of worldly work, better way to put it. Sallahukavutti is leading a very simple life, not complicated. Vutti is employment. Salla means austerity. There is a sutta called Salleka Sutta, where a person is very austere, penance. So the work, whatever is being done, is a penance. So if we have a simple livelihood, that's the penance. Santindriyo. Indriyas are the 5 indriyas. They all are controlled and they are serene because they are not having any impurities coming into it as raga, dvesha, moha. Initially Sotapanna has it, then it gets reduced in Sakadagami, furthermore reduced in Anagami, and not at all there in Arhat. Nipakocha. Nipaka. Paka is to fabricate. Nipako is very unfabricated, plain, or very prudent kind of person. Apagabho. Gabha is womb. So we have this prestige that I am born in so and so family. My father and mother are so and so. I am from so and so clan. I am from so and so race. I am from so and so color. I am from so and so tradition. So apagabho means not having any one of those, but believing that he is just a normal human being. Kulesu. Kula means the clan. So apagabho kulesu means Gabha is the womb and Kula is the clan. So not having anything to do with the clan or the color or the anything of the birth. Ananugidho is, Giddha is greed. Ananugidho is, Anugidho means following the clan and saying that we are so and so people. Like some people feel we are a family of rich. We are family from political class. We are families from king. We are families from so and so tradition. We are family from so and so belief system. All those causes problems in release. So the person is ananugidho. Next verse. Nacha, he would not khuddam, himself. Samachare. Achare, acharana is doing. Samachare, he will do it right. Or whatever he is doing. Kinchi at all. What he will do. Ena vinyu pare upavadeyum. That which the Arahat or the Aryas might criticize him. Upavadeyum means to criticize. So he will not do anything which the Arya are going to criticize. He will himself make himself comfortable. Get into the sukha, the third jhana. Sukhino va khemino hantu. Now he will have the sukha, happiness. Khema is safety, and he becomes that, and then he will pass it on to all. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. May all beings attain the third jhana. Because that is the best thing anybody can gain from this life. And the fourth verse, ekechi, whatever, pana, breathing. So that which has breath, anything that has breath. Bhuta are beings which have arrived in this samsara. Atti, there are. Tasa, very frail, very weak. Thavara, firm. Anavasesa, Visesa is special. Anavasesa is not special. So without exception, without leaving anyone. Can be dhiga, very long ones. Mahanta, huge ones. Majjhima, the medium size. Rasaka, short frame. Anuka, anu is subtle, small ones. Thula, thick. May all of these beings who are dittha, they are seen, eva adittha, unseen or invisible. Yacha dure, were far and distant. Vasanti avidure, they are residing near or adjacent. Bhuta, that beings, they are born with 5 elements and 5 senses. Sambhavesi va, yet to be born. In each one of these categories, where the consciousness is taking the form, let all of them become sukha, at least attain the 3rd jhana. Now, why there is an importance of 3rd jhana? Because that is the one which is the real happiness, and Nibbana is the only peace. There's nothing else more peaceful than that. So first we need to attain the 1st, 2nd and 3rd jhana. That is where the sukha is. So all the 5 senses don't have sukha. They have a limited sukha. Doesn't even come for more than a second. This sukha is long lasting. So all beings are in search of that sukha. And hence, we are passing that sukha, what we are having, to all the beings who are assembled here. Now the 6th one is Naparo Param. Let no one talk anything about another. Nikubitha. They have a deceptful or deceiving or betrayal kind of attitude. Na ati manyeta. So let them not have this atimana. Atimana is vanity or conceit, feeling proud, feeling that I have a lot of things. Let them not do it, because sukha is gone. Kathachi nam kanchi. Let anyone not do to anywhere to anyone. Byaro sana. Byaro sana is, there is no English correct translation to it, but it is having an ill intention due to jealousy, due to feeling uncomfortable about somebody who is growing. Patighasanya. Pati is to bond. Gha is gharshana. Gharshana is to spark out. When you bring 2 things together, so there's a fight. So like matchbox and a matchstick. So when there is striking, there's a garshana. When there is garshana, there is fire. When there is fire, it burns. So patigasanya is that rage which comes when things are not good. So the thoughts have lot of fire. Na anyamanyasa. Let him not have in his mind anya, something I will harm this person, to take revenge, to cut the person by verbal or by mental or by physical. Dukkham ichcheya. Let him not get into this, because first he will burn himself before he burns others. So any anger first burns the person. So let him not do that, because the sukha is gone. The third jhana is gone. So no point. I should not lose the sukha. Whether I will give sukha to another person or not, that is secondary. But it's not good for me to lose the sukha of myself. So let me not wish dukkham ichcheya, because I am going to burn in the same fire, whether that person burns or not, but I am burning in the same fire. Now the 7th verse, which will bring tears. Now you see the sukha. Nobody is having any sukha. Everybody is running around. Every being is running around. Every being is running around from morning till evening to collect food. That's all what is being collected. There is nothing else that is getting collected in this life. If you closely watch, there is nothing which is happening other than collection of food. So we can see the dukkha. There are 5 cycles of dukkha. And there are 5 cycles of result of it. So the first cycle of dukkha is all beings undergo in seeking nutrients. So there are 4 kinds of ahara. One is a kabalinka ahara, which is the material food. Phassa ahara is the contact. Mano sanchetana ahara is the mentality with nama and rupa's connection. And vijnana, consciousness itself, becomes an ahara by identifying the objects. So now what we are doing is, from morning till evening and to the night, we are seeking the nutrients of food, ahara, for the sake of maintaining the livelihood. If one day we don't get food, if one day we don't get shelter, one day we don't get clothing and medicine, you know what is going to happen. It's a great suffering. All that we are doing is to collect these 4: food, shelter, clothing, medicine. So when you do a paccavekkhana reflection, you will see that we can only have these 4, and you cannot escape from that and suffering. And we have to seek this food day and night to maintain our livelihood, excluding the period of sleep. They might be living on earth, they can be living on air, or they can be living in water. So land animals, human beings, birds in the air, and amphibians, fishes, and all kind of creatures in the water. So now you see the first factor of suffering. There is no sukha. It's only fighting for food, the food cycle. One being eats the other being. And in human life also, the companies, one company eats the other company. One country eats another country. Same thing. Suffering. Second cycle of dukkha. There are a number of dangers from morning till evening. One might get electrocuted, one might fall down, one might injure, one might jump into the hospital, one might get into various kind of diseases, or his family can get into diseases. So there is nothing guaranteed that the day will go smoothly. In the quest of collecting the food, property and wealth. In one day, so many beings will die. Nothing that can be done. So we can't really see how many bones are getting collected on a daily basis of all the beings. So whether the being is in air or in water or on land, all the three undergo the same torture every day, every single day, in search of food and nutrients. The third cycle of dukkha, because there exists competition, there exists comparison, there exist compulsions, there exist compromise in all the beings. There is a fire of greed, hatred and delusion, raga, dvesha, moha, having born in their minds to seek food, property, wealth for livelihood of theirs and their families. Unfortunately, all gets removed as soon as it is made. And there is no guarantee that it will be received back in the future, the next day. You have to again do it, again keep on doing it. So that means the person keeps on hoarding it, just like what we hoard as bank balance. So we have to keep on hoarding it because there is fear of losing it. And the fourth cycle, now we have to do killing. Just like the virus what we have today. Whether it is man-made or whoever made or whatever made, there is a lot of killings. Even then the countries will go out for war, to capture, to do something. And the same thing with all kind of beings. It not only with humans. It is the same thing with birds. It's the same thing with animals. And the same thing with even the water animals, fishes and other amphibians. They have their own territory and the other will capture that territory. So all kind of misconduct happens there. And the fifth cycle. All the time the beings are ready to go into lower realm of existence. The four apayas. So the countless beings, countless amount of beings which are there in apayas versus humans, you will find apayas are more than humans. The animal population, the bird population, the insect population, the fish population and all these population if you take and compare with humans, human population is just a grain of sand when compared to all of this. Thousands and thousands of insects. There are thousands and thousands of bacteria. There are thousands and millions of different kinds of species. But if we find only humans, it's just 6 or 7 billion humans, that's all. One small space. So the result of the first cycle, a result of first cycle is you have to keep on taking bath every day. Then you have to do urination and you have to go for feces. And also you will get secretion of the eyes, nasal mucus, saliva, spittle, phlegm, then vomit. All of these are part of that. And the second cycle, 46 diseases comes because of cycle of this food, which we have covered yesterday in the Girimananda Sutta. And the third cycle, this Lobha Dvesha Moha, Raga Dvesha Moha brings in the kleshas, which torment the being all the time. So a person keeps on feeding food, different kind of food to enjoy and increasing his kleshas or her kleshas. So this is the third cycle of dukkha. And the fourth one, now you have to get into battles, battleground, poisoning, doing this, doing that, like fertilizers. So many things we have to do to kill, because if we have to survive, we have to kill somebody. So a lot of animals get slaughtered for eating, and there are livelihood made by killing animals, fishing, hunting, theft, rape. All of these are due to this greed and delusion and aversion, raga dvesha moha. And human being will torture another human being, animal will torture another animal. So this is going to continue. This is the fourth cycle of suffering as a result. And the fifth one, the top level, the Brahma realm of existence, the Deva realm of existence are hardly inhabited because nobody can go there. But the lower realm of existences are open for all. So people get into, or the beings will get into the lower realm easier than the higher realm. So if I were to have my mind not creating these bad opinions of people and look at them as the only child I have, because I can see them going down. So Mata Yata Niyam Puttam Ayusa Ekaputtam Anurakhi. So now I can sit and cry. My tears will come because I can see this 5 different kind of suffering just for food. All that a being is doing from morning till evening is for food, nothing else. And what an action! And what a result out of it! It makes no sense of this much of suffering. So just like a mother having her only son, and she wants her son's ayushya, life, to be sustained. Anurakhi, she will protect it. Evampi sabbha bhuteshu mana sambhavaye aparimana. So when we see this kind of pain undergone by all the beings, except for tears, nothing else can come. And we see ourselves so fortunate to get into Buddha Dhamma. Because without that, we wouldn't have seen these 5 actions and the result. Aparimanam means unbounded. Manasam means thoughts. Is filled with loving kindness, as a mother would do to her only son. So for me, all the beings should be the same, because all of us, whether as a bird or as an insect or as a bacteria, as an animal or as a fish or a whale or frog or whatever, are only having food, and they will be eaten away by another animal, another being. A lizard will fight for a cockroach, and the lizard is eaten by something else. An ant will fight with something to eat. A spider will try to eat something, and the spider is eaten. So you see what is happening. So much of killing is happening just for food. And my life is also only on food. 4 kinds of food: Kabalinka ahara, Passa ahara, Manasanchetana ahara, Vinyana ahara. They are the 4 food. That's all. So shouldn't I feel so compassionate with all beings? Verse number 8. Mettancha sabba lokasmim, with loving kindness, seeing this suffering, the 5 kinds of suffering what we looked into in the world. Mana sambhavaye aparimanam. So I will keep on reflecting upon this all the time, the suffering what each being is going, and they are not getting any sukha. They are in so much of fear, they are in so much of despair. Even today, due to this virus infection or the pandemic, nobody is happy, nobody has sukha. All are under fear, all are under distress. Whether we are going to have pandemic continued, whether we are going to have lockdowns, whether the vaccination would be there, so many things. So you think any being here as human will be able to get any kind of sukha, the 3rd jhana? Do they really know what the 3rd jhana is? So isn't it that I need to be compassionate to them, create the loving kindness in my heart, that I'm not able to do anything for them. So may they somehow get this Dhamma. May they try to practice and get sukha. So I will send this peace, message of peace, above, uddham, adho, below, tiryancha, sides, and in the middle. Asambhadam. Bhada means obstacle. Asambhadam means without any obstacle, meaning expectation is an obstacle. If I help someone and I'm expecting him to do something in return, is an obstacle. So I will not do that. Averam. Vera means enmity. In Sanskrit it becomes vairi. So not having enmity with anyone. Asapattam. Asapattam is to, or sapattam means to take revenge for wrong action done by somebody to you. Asapattam means forgiving that person. So not to feel to take revenge. because all he is doing is in search of food, that's all. Nothing that he is getting anything out of it. So there's no point in causing injury to oneself or to other. Verse number 9, Titham, standing, Charam, walking, Nisinno, sitting down, Nisinno is seated, Sayano is lying down, Yavatas, in whichever posture he is in, Vigata Middho, let him not have a drowsy attitude. Let him be alert, mindful, or being aware of the metta. Etam satim aditteya. With this loving kindness, if he were to see all the beings and wish them happiness, he would immediately enter Brahma Vihara. Brahmam etam viharam idam ahuhu. So he will abide in the Brahma realm of existence. 4 things are in Brahma realm of existence. One is Maitri or Metta, Karuna, Mudita and Upekha. First one to get established is Metta. Second one is Karuna. Looking at the pain, you will feel Karuna for yourself and also Karuna for everyone. You will start loving yourself for what you are because you see this much of problem, this much of suffering. So you have Metta for yourself and Metta for others. Karuna for yourself, Karuna for others. And since you have become Sotapanna, you will feel Mudita for yourself. You feel appreciative joy for yourself, and also you will have appreciative joy for others who get into spiritual path, who get into understanding what is Nibbana. And also you will feel very happy of people who are getting material comforts. You will not have jealousy. You will feel so happy of them. Sukha for somebody doing something or somebody attaining something. Both physical level, that is, a person looks very good, he or she, you feel so happy. And if he or she has a lot of money, you feel so happy. If he or she has a lot of properties, you feel so happy. And you wish that let it remain. Let them not lose it. So that is Mudita. And Upekha, you see, you are having Metta, Karuna and Mudita, but not everybody are going to appreciate you. They might deceive you, they might insult you, they might do so many things to you, but you are not bothered about it. You are not concerned about it. Yet the love, the Karuna, compassion, Mudita flows from you. You are having Upekha, equanimity for both people who appreciate you and people who depreciate you. Both people who protect you and also the people who insult you. You have the same. If that is there, the last verse says that Ditti views, Anupagamma, Gamma means villager, Anupagamma means not connected with the villager kind of attitude. What is villager kind of attitude is avijja, does not have the knowledge, does not have the wisdom. He goes by whatever whims and fancies, or just by the way it is set. So Anupagamma, he will not go into wrong thing. In terms of Silava, Sila is 5 precepts or 8 precepts. Dasanena Sampanno, now he is able to have an insight, Vipassana. Sampanno, now he has got, Sampanna means he has earned that. To do what? Kamesu Vineya Gedham, he has removed the sensuality which created that greed. Gedha is greeding. Nahi jatu gabbaseyam punare iti. Once he has surpassed this, the Kamaraga Patigha is gone completely. So he will end up being an Anagami with this Metta Sutta. So from Puttujana, it's a normal one. We covered how the Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami happens. Hope you had a good meditation doing this. I did not give any break in between. Just covered it as it is. I will end this and we can discuss. What is the feeling, Murli?
Yeah, it's very nice, and including the explanation is fantastic. Wow.
Okay, thank you. Haji Suyog ji, you can.
Something is going on in my heart. When you say that listening to was you are also crying. Mata, Pita, I don't know. But, so I felt like crying, but I don't know, the tears were not there. So like, okay, fine. But I can like feel the compassion for these animals, like small insects and all. I was remembering the death of some of the animals that I see. So I think my compassion to all of them.
Yeah, so what you need to say, when I say tears is that when you really start reflecting, you will, that day what happened to you, you started crying, the same thing would happen when you really go inside this Metta Sutta. So it's not a requirement that you should cry, but it will automatically happen. So don't worry. Kalpana ji, you have anything to share?
Sir.
If you want, you can share in Hindi only, no problem. आप हिंदी में ही बात कर सकते हैं. I can't hear. Sound is not coming.
Even I am not able to hear.
Kalpana ji, we can't hear you. Suyoga, are you able to hear her? No. We can't hear you. Okay, maybe she's not able to hear back, I think so. हाँ जी प्रीति जी.
अभी भी हार्ट में कुछ ऐसे लग रहा है कि मतलब और मतलब रोज मेडिटेशन लविंग काइंडनेस मेडिटेशन करने का जरूरत महसूस हो रहा है.
हाँ
मतलब करना चाहिए.
सही है. दैट इज ट्रू.
काइंडनेस मेडिटेशन रोज करना चाहिए. उसका एकदम से ऐसे लग रहा कि बहुत जरूरी है करना और कुछ तो हो रहा है ऐसे हार्ट पे दिए.
वेरी गुड. Excellent.
Getting activated. there is something going on that I
Good, it is working, Suyog. काम हो रहा है.
Yesterday you said to practice that sati, right? I mean, I started practicing that. You said there's a third person standing in front of you and you need to just be aware of whatever the activity is. So I'm doing that. It is a really marvelous thing which actually Sadhu given a very good point actually.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In fact, Suyog had called up in the morning to inform that it is not working because last week when he had contacted me, he had already gained it. So I told him, you don't have to redo it again. You already can establish without that. So, but there are only two approaches. One is that something like light falling on you, or another one is that somebody is observing you. So when you see that observation that somebody is watching you, even in quantum mechanics, there is a video I'll share with all of you. But the photons appear as both waves as well as particles. If you keep somebody watching, the photons turn itself into a particle. If you don't keep anything, then it turns itself into wave. So since we are light particles also, we behave as particle and wave. So generally we are waves, so we get attracted by so many things. So when there's an observer effect, we all behave like a particle, just like we stand in a line. So when police is there, we all stand in line. When the police goes away, we are on our own. So something similar to that, when we put this approach of having somebody observing us, you get into that pajanati, that is, you start seeing, that means that mind goes down and the consciousness sees. It's like somebody is seeing you all the time. So then automatically that mind will stop its activity. It becomes very calm. It doesn't get involved at all. So all the impurities of the mind will start coming up and gets cleared. So that's a practice. Anyway, so good information, Murali. Let it happen like that, and may you attain anagami level very soon.
Sadhu.
Because the more you practice like that, the faster you reach anagami level.
Oh, the words are really, making my body full of, what do you call the air is fanning, the body is.
Good. Thank you.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps, yes.
Yes, correct, goosebumps.
Very nice. Yeah, it is working for you, and it is also working for all the four of them who are here. I mean, including you, all the four. So I'm very happy that Dhamma is going to you in a proper way. That's the best part of it. Okay, so all right, it's already 8:15. We'll end, and tomorrow we will go with Etan Santan, Etan Panitan meditation. Okay, thank you very much. Sadhu. May you all attain Nibbana very soon and become an Anagami. Sadhu. Bye, good night.